Alright, so this is a little bit of a PSA. When playing Railjack and playing with new bros, one of the issues that I've noticed on the earlier missions is that people, when they want to leave, they force go to the dry dock when they're done. Maybe it's due to just not knowing how the mode works, or just Warframe not explaining it. But the issue is like what you notice with the dome charges. I fired off 4, so obviously I only used 1 dome charge. But watch what happens when I reload, right? You see it goes up by 1. Munitions, hull restore, and dome charge possess this. Energy refill is obviously for you. And I think Revoltite, or Revelite, or whatever it's called, the little nanobots, possess that also. They do have caps, I'm pretty sure. I've gotten dome charges up into the 50s and 60s. And the hull restore definitely has a cap. But it can, over the period of a couple of missions, like triple the EHP of your Railjack. So if you want to run Railjack missions, the fact is that it's easier. As we try to finish this up. Bonk.
Expose the second radiator.
As we wait for this to pop, when you finish a mission, you can just extract, right? Like, you can just leave once it says skirmish complete, and you don't need to go back to the dojo. More importantly, it won't hurt the people that are doing the Railjack mission. So it's sort of a manners thing. Especially since there's...
Open fire.
Since it's such a big deal. When you're a newer player and you're trying to push into maybe like tier 2, tier or like the second tier, or go up and farm those extra mods, running some missions at the level right below, getting those stacks up, and then going in to the higher level stuff, especially with the HP increase, can make doing that content a little bit easier. So you can gain the benefit of being able to spam abilities, to be able to spam dome charges. It's like a built-in, buff. So it is a big deal, especially for newer players. So as we can see, it says return to Railjack. Gonna be a little rude here, just bring them back. Yoinks them back. Okay, so now it shows skirmish complete. And once this posts, we can actually just leave. And we're out of here. Doesn't interrupt those guys, they can still keep going. You don't have to go back to the dry dock. This whole thing of like forcing going back to the dry dock. And you'll see, look, mission complete, and we've got our rewards. We didn't lose anything. So this is the benefit of like Railjack. This is one of the nicer things. Those guys can keep going. What they'll see on their side is they'll see that I left, and as they go into the next mission, somebody will just load in, right? Like anybody who clicks on that node at the top of each planet, join any crew, so that Railjack crew, that commander or pilot or whatever you want to say, the Railjack owner, can jump from planet to planet to planet, building up those bonuses. If they are having issues, like say they got like a new Railjack, you would run like 2-3 missions on Earth Proxima, get that HP bonus, and it's going to make pushing into Venus a little bit easier. Because you'll be able to spam stuff, and the reload is pretty cheap, right? Like, as long as you're destroying crap on the map, they'll be able to spam materials a little bit easier. And as you reload, you'll be able to recoup that. So it'll make the railjack tankier. You'll be able to spam the guided munitions. Not your 1, 2, and 3, right? But like the big missile. If you have the one that homes, I would recommend it. You can spam those more as you do the mission more. I've got that up into the 50s. That's fine. The dome charges get pretty high, especially once we realized the first time that it was stacking. We got it up to where it was like, okay, this isn't fun anymore. But that allows you to go around and start utilizing that stuff because it basically just costs money to or resources to redo. But if you go at the end of the mission and you click force dry dock, you take away that railjack's bonus. And if you're kind of an asshole, listen, it happens, and you don't care, well, let me tell you, waiting for the skirmish to complete and then leaving the mission is faster than going back to dry dock. So you're fucking yourself too if you force going back to dry dock, because it just loads you out. You don't have to load into somebody's dojo. You just go straight back to the orbiter. So you're screwing them, you're screwing yourself. And if you're trying to get in and out, you can just do that. And the wild thing is that if they're on friends only, you can actually leave. They can wait. You can leave, go back and like forma some shit, and come back, and it saves the railjack information. So if it's like friends only, so some random can't join, you can leave, do what you gotta do, and hop back on later. Like, railjack is fantastic for this stuff. So just out of all the options, the worst fucking option is to force going back to dojo, because you piss those guys off, you ruin their run if they're relying on those stacks. It makes you leaving faster or slower, and you have to load into somebody's dojo or I guess relay now, right? And then you have to go back to orbiter, but if you just leave, you go right back to orbiter. So, PSA over. That's how you leave a railjack mission. Later, guys.